Coming up on Current OC.
Tonight, we take a look at how YouTube and caffeine are both impacting our everyday lives.
Plus, we'll show you how OCHS students are recreating the United Nations right here at our own high school.
These stories and more, it all starts now on the Current OC.
From the OC TV studios along 6th and Atlantic, Raider Nation's leading news magazine starts now in high definition. This is Current OC.
Hello, and welcome to the Current OC. I'm Luke Leonetti.
And I'm Luke Milai. Welcome to our second to last episode of this academic season. Next week will mark our final episode as your Current OC news team. Before we start this week's program, we have a very special announcement.
And we are truly excited to share the news regarding our weekly broadcast. Last Tuesday at Temple University, the Current OC took home 2 top regional awards in the field of high school television broadcasting. In a competition that featured hundreds of schools from all over Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware, OCHS took home trophies for Best General Assignment Light News Story about Wawa addiction and an award for Best Broadcast in a magazine and weekly format. This is the 3rd time in 7 years the Current OC has earned this accolade, and we plan to continue our legacy of excellence in broadcasting next year with an all-new crew. Moving on to our first story. Technology is obviously a huge factor in all of our lives, but one technological application is changing how we conduct our daily lives. The Current OC explores how YouTube impacts all of our day-to-day routines.
Do you ever have problems you just don't know how to solve? If only there was something you could use to instantly learn nearly anything. Introducing YouTube. Nowadays, with the internet at our fingertips, we can learn nearly anything, anytime, and anywhere. YouTube, the all-knowing platform, of course, being one of the big ones. Entertainment or information, it probably has something you need there. This is great, but what kind of effects is this access having on people, and specifically students in this day and age? YouTube can be very useful for students who are having problems or want to learn more about different topics. But in many cases, students use them as replacements for class and choose not to pay attention, which may help, but in most cases will end up hurting the students. YouTube is great in moderation, but should be used as an afterthought for help. Or watching the Current OC, of course. This has been Ben Wiley reporting for the Current OC.
I know that my mornings can't get going until I have a good old cup of hot joe. Coffee may keep us going, but does caffeine consumption hurt our health? The Current OC investigates our growing addictions to caffeine.
When we hear the word addiction, our minds automatically go to things like marijuana, tobacco, and alcohol. But what if I told you that one of the biggest addictions is one that most Americans can't even start their mornings without? Caffeine. We sat down with our very own school nurse to talk more about this serious epidemic.
Caffeine is so addictive because what happens is when you drink caffeine, it blocks the receptors for adenosine. Adenosine is essentially the brakes for your brain. So when those receptors are blocked, that means there are no brakes in your brain and your brain becomes overstimulated, which leads to in essence, the side effects of caffeine. So a healthy alternative to caffeine would be as simple as breaking down your lifestyle back to the basics. Getting enough sleep, not having any kind of, processed sugar or anything of the sort after the afternoon or sometime in the evening. Replacing that caffeine with water. I wouldn't necessarily say stop caffeine cold turkey. I would say kind of wean yourself down because it is the most widely used stimulant in the world.
The average age of someone who drinks coffee is getting younger and younger by the year. Students in high school are the most obvious sign of this. Let's go into the hallways of Ocean City High School to see how it affects our student body.
I drink coffee every day, like in the morning, at night.
Well, I normally drink coffee at least once a day.
Yeah, I drink coffee about every day. If I go a day without drinking coffee, I start to sweat. I get agitated.
Yeah, I go through withdrawal and I just can't focus anymore. Or my hands start to like shake. I need coffee. I just need it.
I do get headaches.
Drink too much coffee, I just feel really hyper.
If I drink too much coffee, I'm normally really anxious.
I feel like really like energized. I feel like I'm an energized bunny. Like I'm just going all day.
Yes, I'm extremely addicted to coffee.
I wouldn't consider myself addicted, but I do drink it a lot.
Yes, I would consider myself addicted to coffee.
Although coffee can become highly addictive, that's only if you let it. Try to find your healthy amount of caffeine. And remember, everything in moderation. This has been Taylor Fusca reporting for the Current OC.
As we all know, OCHS is great at providing a myriad of choices when it comes to clubs and extracurricular activities. One such activity, the Model UN Club, is making its mark by recreating the institution right here at our high school.
In a world where international issues rest on the shoulders of United Nations delegates, here at Ocean City High School, we debate those topics. These dedicated students come here once a week and put their country's ideas on the table to do what is right for the people of their nation. United Nations is an international organization formed to increase political and economic cooperation among all 193 member countries. Every September, they meet in a very large committee called General Assembly. However, special smaller committees meet more often to discuss specific topics. Here at Ocean City High School, our Model United Nations Club meets every week in room A223 after school to debate, learn, and encourage. Mr. Weaver, the club advisor, is here to discuss everything he does for the club.
So at Model United Nations, we try to replicate the United Nations. Each week, each student is given a country and a topic, and they try to write resolutions to try to come up with some solutions to real-world problems. And they debate those topics and then vote on them to try to pass those resolutions. The whole time, they're behaving as if they were representing their country. So they might be representing views that they themselves don't agree with, but they still have to have the knowledge and ability to argue things from the point of view of the country. As the club administrator, I actually try to do as little as possible. I mean, I take care of the paperwork and sign off on things. But for the most part, it's the students that run this club. I believe in like a student-run organization. So my officers plan the meetings, they chair the meetings, meaning they control them while they're going on, one's going on right now. And they, basically everything is run by them. So we do go to one major conference each year in Hershey, Pennsylvania. We just got back from that. And so I'm responsible for organizing that and signing off on that. But other than that, most things are run by the students themselves.
This club is much more than just what happens in room A223 after school on Wednesdays. These students put time and effort in to be able to perform to the best of their abilities. It takes more than just attending the meetings to be involved with this club. Sean Roop is here to talk about the dedication level of every member here at Model United Nations.
To be a member of Model United Nations, it's a lot of dedication. It's not just showing up every Wednesday and participating there. It's doing more than that. Going home, researching your country, looking up information, being prepared and ready when you come in on Wednesday to discuss politically and have a view that your country would have. It's one of the most interactive clubs and a club where you can gain experience and have fun at the same time. They learn to love it, and I've learned to love MUN from the past 3 years of doing it.
Ocean City High School's Model United Nations Club is now looking for any and all students willing to join. Come any Wednesday after school or talk to Mr. Weaver in room A223 about the club. If you start coming now, you will be eligible to come to conference in Hershey, Pennsylvania next year with us. This has been Max Fisher reporting for the Current OC.
Well, the weather forecast is crucial to the lifeblood of this town, tourism. And this weekend kicks off the summer season with Memorial Day.
So Kayla, will the weather cooperate with all of Ocean City's small businesses? or will it be a holiday weather washout?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If we take a look at our radar today, you'll see that we have some precipitation in our Atlantic City area. Down further, we don't have much going on, but up north, there is some things to care about. Onto our local conditions. In Ocean City, we are seeing temperatures in about 63 degrees with wind speeds of 4.0, which isn't too bad, kind of mild. I would like it to be a little bit warmer, but I'll take what I can get. Onto our area temperatures. In Ocean City, we are seeing temperatures around us, around 70 degrees. As we go up north, we're going towards 62 degrees in Trenton. Not too bad. Water temperature being at 60.3 degrees, not too bad as well. As we go on to our weekly forecast, for this weekend, we are seeing some chances of showers as we go on, but mostly clear. Some thunderstorms tonight will clear up as we go on towards Sunday, so the businesses will be pretty okay, if I do say so myself. On to our next week forecast, we are seeing temperatures that are basically the same as what we've been seeing, and some chances of clouds, maybe some showers, but nothing too bad for our next week.
Well, that will do it for us on this edition of the Current OC. We hope you enjoy our award-winning broadcasts as much as we love bringing them to you. Next week, we will have a major announcement regarding our program.
So tune in next week for this season's final episode to find out what's in store for our broadcast. Also, remember to log on and catch all of our shows and additional content by visiting oc-tv.org.
We're also on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at OCNGTV, so be sure to like our page and follow us there too.
Have a happy and safe Memorial Day weekend. We leave you now with some pictures from last week's OCHS prom. And as always, thanks for watching.